Hey, hockey fans, how's everybody doing? February 20th, there was 8 games on the board. Just review those games quick, and then we'll get on to the picks for the 21st. A couple big upsets. Toronto showed up big time and beat Pittsburgh 4-0. New Jersey beat San Jose 2-1. Another big upset in my mind. Washington lost to Montreal. Montreal just got swept by Detroit, and then they go and beat Washington, which leads me to think what's going on with Washington. Ovechkin did get number 699. He's one shy of his 700 mark. Montreal won the game 4-3 in overtime. Philly came back and beat Columbus 4-3 in overtime. Winnipeg took care of Ottawa 5-1. St. Louis 2-1 over Arizona. Vegas snapped Tampa's winning streak and won 5-3. And then the last game, which I watched the end of that game, and it was good. And Los Angeles, if I didn't know everything else, I wouldn't think that they would be in last place the way that they played. But they won 5-4 over Florida. I went 5-3 for the day, and I did lose my best bet though because Washington lost to Montreal. So my best bet now, I'm got a record of 2-1 with a current 1-game losing streak. February 21st, we'll get into the picks. First game, New York Rangers against Carolina. Carolina 6-3-1 with a current 1-game winning streak. Reimer probable in net for Carolina, and their last game was when they defeated Nashville 4-1. The Rangers 7-3-0, current 1-game winning streak. Georgiev is probable in net for the Rangers, and their last game was a win over Chicago 6-3. The Rangers have won the first 3 games these teams have played, 4-2 November, 3-2 November, and 5-3 in December. And I don't think the Rangers were playing as good as hockey or were as together a squad as they are now. So I know it's a big upset according to where the lines are, but I'm going to take the Rangers. I'm going to take the Rangers to go in and beat Carolina. Game 2, we've got Detroit against the New York Islanders. New York Islanders 4-5-1 in their last 10. Current 4-game losing streak where they've only scored 2 goals. Grease is probable in net for the Islanders, and their last loss was to Colorado 3-1. Detroit 3-7-0 in their last 10. Current 1-game winning streak. Bernier is probable in net for Detroit. Their last game was a win over Montreal 4-3. The Islanders won 4-1 December, 8-2 in January. And I got to think this is a game where they're going to get back on track against a Detroit team. And I think they're going to quit hitting the post and put the puck in the net. I think they're going to get a lot of goals in this game and sweep this series. My second pick, the Islanders. So far, New York. Game 3, Nashville against Chicago. Chicago 2-6-2, current 2-game losing streak. Crawford is probable in net against, their last loss was to the Rangers 6-3. Nashville 6-4-0, current 1-game losing streak. Rene is probable in net for Nashville. Their last game was a loss to Carolina 4-1. Predators lead the series 2-1. The Preds won 3-0 back in October. Blackhawks 7-2 in November. And the most recent game, the Predators won 5-2 in January. You know what? I like Chicago as a team. I got to go Nashville here. I'm going to take the visiting team. I'm going to go Nashville to beat Chicago for my third pick. Fourth game should be a really exciting game if you want to pick a game to watch. And it's going to be St. Louis against Dallas, the 2 top teams in the Central. Dallas 7-1-2 in their last 10 with a current 1-game winning streak. Bishop is probable in net for Dallas. Second in the Central, 2 points behind St. Louis. Dallas defeated Arizona in their last game 3-2. St. Louis 3-5-2, current 2-game winning streak. Allen probable in net. They're first in the Central. And they got 2 really needed points here Saturday night when they won over Arizona. The Blues lead the series 2-1. The Blues won back in October 3-2. They won 3-1 in November. And then the Stars earlier in February won 3-2. Earlier in February is when I think the Blues were kind of stumbling a little bit. And now I think they're trending back to be the team that I think that they are. So I'm going to take St. Louis to beat Dallas here for my 4th pick. Game 5, Boston against Calgary. Calgary 5-5-0 in their last 10, current 1-game winning streak. Riddick probable in net for Calgary. Their last game was a win against Anaheim 6-4. Boston 9-1-0 in their last 10, current 4-game winning streak. Halleck probable in net. Their last game was when they defeated Edmonton 2-1 in overtime. Pasternak is tied for top scorer with Matthews at 43 right now. This is the first time that these teams are going to meet this season. Calgary hasn't really put anything together to make you think that they're a real team. I mean, the one day they get blown out by Chicago and then they go and beat Anaheim 6-0. I mean, they're just, you don't know what's going to happen. So it's a tough one to pick, but I think Boston's such a strong team. Calgary's not a good home team. At least they haven't been this season. Pick 5, I'm going to take Boston to beat Calgary. Game 6, Minnesota against Edmonton. Edmonton 6-3-1 in their last 10 with an overtime decision. Koskinen has been confirmed to be in net for Edmonton. Their last game was a loss to Boston 2-1 in overtime. Minnesota 6-3-1, current one-game winning streak. Dubnyk is probable in net, although I wouldn't be surprised if Stalock does play. Their last game was a win over Vancouver, 4-3 in a shootout. The Wild lead the series 2-0. They won 3-0 in October and 6-5 in December. You know, the last game of when they played Vancouver, you watched after game highlights and interviews and stuff, and they got good energy. And the interim coaching issue right now is, I think, a healthy one. The players are responding to it well. I do think they're a gritty team. I like them. I'm going to say Minnesota is going to beat Edmonton for my 6th pick. On to the last game, Colorado against Anaheim. Anaheim 4-4-2, current 2-game losing streak. Gibson is probable in net for Anaheim, and their last loss was to Florida 4-1. Colorado 6-3-1, current 1-game winning streak. Frank Kuz is probable for Colorado. They're third in the Central, 3 points behind St. Louis. Their last win was against the Islanders 3-1. The Ducks took the first game when these teams met back in October 5-2. Colorado's a really strong road team, though. I think their road record for the season is 18-9-2. And I watched that Islanders game, and I mean, you guys know I like the Islanders, but Colorado played well. And, you know, when Colorado played Tampa, they put up a really good fight. And I just think Colorado is a playoff-bound team. I'm going to have to go Colorado here to beat Anaheim. So we'll just review those picks quick. I'm going to take the New York Rangers to beat Carolina, the New York Islanders to defeat Detroit, Nashville to defeat Chicago, St. Louis to beat Dallas, Boston to beat Calgary, Minnesota to beat Edmonton, and Colorado to beat Anaheim. And I was struggling a little bit with my best bet game because the easy one I think to take would be the Islanders, but maybe that's the one I should take. I know it's a big upset, but I'm going to take the Rangers. I got the hat on anyway. I may as well. I'm going to go the Rangers to be my best bet for February 21st. And we'll see what happens there. Also on my parlay that I put out yesterday, or that I took action on, that didn't work out. I mean, my under for that Philly-Columbus game didn't work out. But I did do a little play here where I took the Islanders at -1.5 at 1.86. I took the over in the Minnesota Wild Edmonton game at 5.5 at 1.86. I took the Avalanche at -1.5 at 2.6. And I took the Rangers money line at 2.5. And we'll see how that one works out. Hope everyone has a great Friday beginning to the weekend. Good luck with your picks, and thanks for watching.